Hey YouTube, this is Steve from Average Shows Fantasy Football, and we've got your Week 12 start and sit video for the running back position. Again, if you're new to the channel, we are always basing this off of full PPR and half PPR. If you guys are coming back, thank you guys so much. We are ready. We are 3 weeks away from most leagues before the playoffs start, so this is very crucial. Hope you guys are going to have a great and fantastic Turkey Day. Enjoy your time with the holiday and friends. Enjoy that holiday with all the food you can eat and some good football. Now, these are your obvious starts that you should be playing this week. These running backs should be playing. Again, even if it's matchup, maybe it's just the fact that they're the RB1 and they're not going to really share a lot of touches. I like these guys a lot this week as far as your starts. Now, remember, there are no teams on a bye, so everyone is playing. So this is a really good and fun week. Now, first running back I'm going to mention as a good start is going to be Jeff Wilson Jr. versus the Texans. Texans give up the most points to running backs with 31 combined and over 150 rushing yards. Wilson has been great since joining the Dolphins. He's had over 100 yards last week before the bye. He had 22 points. He had 16 points before that as well. I really love this matchup for him. Now, Mostert's another one you could possibly play just because, again, Mostert is somebody that is going to get plenty of touches. I think Jeff Wilson's kind of the guy now. I think that's who has really kind of taken over, but I expect Mostert to get double-digit performance, but I like Wilson a lot more. I think he's going to get more touches this week. And again, this Texans offense, they're going to be up pretty big as far as the Dolphins are concerned. They're going to run the ball a lot. Now, another running back I like is Rachaad White. He's pretty much expected to take the starting role from Leonard Fournette. They're going against the Browns this week. Browns allowed 20.9 points combined and 120 rushing yards. Plus, they allow 5 receptions per game as well, which is, I think, something Rachaad White's done a really good job. He was the best pass-catching running back from college this past draft, so he can do that for you as well. He's a really nice, sneaky play. I think a lot of people aren't really thinking about putting him in the lineup. I mentioned him as a good waiver wire a couple weeks ago before the bye started. I knew he was going to probably get the start. Now, it has not been officially ruled, but he is expected to be the starting back. Leonard Fournette's dealing with a hip injury, who may miss anyways, but I like White this week a lot. Last running back is Latavius Murray versus the Panthers. Panthers allowed 25.2 points to the running back, 110 yards rushing. And Murray is now the starting back for the Denver Broncos. Edmonds is hurt, possibly on IR. They just waived Melvin Gordon. Marlon Mack is essentially there, but he's not really there. So really, Murray's the guy. He's the one getting all the touches. He had 17 points this past weekend. He's going to see a lot more portion of touches his way. And again, a Panthers defense that is allowing a decent amount of runs and points to the running back. This is a really good matchup for Murray. He's a nice little play that a lot of people aren't thinking of. I like him a lot. Now, the first running back I'm going to sit, and these are some big names here. I've got Dalvin Cook versus the Patriots. Patriots give up the fewest points with 10 points to the starting running back. The last 3 games combined, they've given an average of 6 points per game. They also keep backs under 80 rushing yards. And if the Pats are going to win this game, let's be honest, the whole focal point will be to stop Dalvin Cook, keep the game close, and obviously try to win that way like they did against the Jets. So, is it possible Dalvin Cook gets shut down? Sure, absolutely. Now, he only had 7 points last week against Dallas. Dallas did actually give up a lot of yards per run, but because the blowout essentially kind of just waived Dalvin Cook. And Dalvin Cook has not really been the pass-catching back we had hoped he was going to be this season. So again, if they do really put the focal point on him and stopping him, which is something that New England does a really good job at, is stopping your number one player. Obviously, Justin Jefferson's there too to account for, but I think Dalvin Cook will have a struggle. Another big name I have this week is Alvin Kamara versus the 49ers. This is tough to say, but this Thanksgiving week, I just feel some of these big name players are just not going to be having a great week. They're going to be tired, they're going to be exhausted, all that turkey they just ate. I have Kamara as a sit due to the fact that the 49ers do a great job at stopping the run. They hold starting running backs to 11.7 points a game. They're also holding them to 62 rushing yards. And Kamara himself, in the last 3 games alone, he's been averaging 9 points in fantasy. So he's struggled himself. That whole offense has just been back and forth, back and forth. And the 49ers have done a great job this season. They're actually one of the better defenses. And again, stopping the run is something that they do a really good job at. Alvin Kamara, I'm possibly sitting if I don't have any other options. Now, the last running back I'm going to sit is Samaje Perine versus the Titans. If Mixon misses this game due to concussion, which is a very high chance, Perine becomes the clear-cut starter, hands down. With that said, the Titans matchup isn't the perfect play for him. Now, Titans do allow receptions to the running back, which is something Perine actually does a pretty good job at. but they only allow 65 rushing yards. In the last 3 games alone, they've only allowed 11 points per game as well. And I think if you look at this Titans and Bengals game, I think it's going to have to be won by the air for the Bengals. I don't think it's going to be done by the run. Now, if they're up big enough, maybe Perrine will have some value. But I don't know. The Titans defense has done a really good job. They've kept games close, especially against pretty good teams. So I don't feel comfortable. Like if it was Mixon, I might feel a little bit better. But Perrine, I'm not going to start this week. Now, as far as some sleepers, the first guy I have is Antonio Gibson versus the Falcons. I know a lot of people will start B-Rob over Gibson, but Gibson has done a great job as the running back too. They're pretty even in touches in general anyways. Gibson sees plenty of targets. It makes him a really good PPR start. And realistically, in that offense, with McKissick out, it's Gibson and B-Rob. And Robinson has struggled in the passing game, where Gibson has done a really good job. The Falcons also allowed 97 rushing yards and 5 receptions per game, which I think is where Gibson's going to take advantage of. He's a 13 to 15 point type of play. Again, great for flex, maybe a low RB2. Another running back I have is Najee Harris versus the Colts. Not counting last week, the Colts actually have allowed some decent amount of points. Colts allowed 22 points, 16 points, and 20 points in the last 3 games before last weekend. And most of it's been by the pass. Najee finally had a great game where Pittsburgh has finally used him. It wasn't the most efficient game for Najee, which has been a struggle, especially with that offensive line. But Najee's done a great job, whether it be pass catching or running. So I like this game for him. I think they'll continue to use him, especially if they want to try to win games. Najee has to be part of that, so I like him a lot this week. So those are my start, sits, and sleepers for week 12. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you guys do have questions of who you should be starting, hit us up in the comments down below. If you guys did enjoy the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit the like button while you're at it. Check out our start and sit video for the quarterbacks. Maybe check out the waiver wire video if you guys are still trying to figure out some players to pick up. We've got that posted up as well. Again, stay tuned. We'll be dropping our start and sit for the wide receiver and tight end. Again, enjoy yourselves. Have a good week. Win you some games. Enjoy that turkey, and I'll check you guys out next time.